against the stream. It don't matter what race or creed or color. You love this land and you're my brother. That anyway, you know your stand. If you say you can't breathe, I'll show you we can. Ain't never gonna stop believing. We were born for freedom. We're born for freedom.
Well, I can't say that anymore. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Red Pill Rage, where we are the Republic, and we are here to save the Republic. Now, okay, let me just go ahead and do the housekeeping first. Okay, first off, if you want to follow me on my personal page, I am Red Pill Jenny on Instagram, on Twitter, Rage Red Pill, so it's reversed. TikTok, not Red Pill Rage. If you want to send me an email, I am redpill_rage@protonmail.com. Gab, Truth Social, and Rumble, I am Red Pill Rage. Now, important announcement. Although it is my 2-year anniversary here on YouTube as Red Pill Rage, which I'm definitely proud of. I've made over 623 videos, and that's just on YouTube. That's not even counting all the TikTok videos that I've made and everything that I've done on Twitter. It's like, it's overwhelming. I can't believe I've give myself credit. I've been doing this much work for this long. But it's because I see the writing on the wall. I see the dark future that is coming down the pike if we allow the rebel scum to have their way in this country. Okay. I will be switching over to posting all interviews and lectures, as well as all live streams, will be exclusively on Rumble from this point forward. Here at the Ultra MAGA Empire, it is extremely important that we put our money, our time, and our energy into the parallel economy. And part of the parallel economy means transitioning off of YouTube. Now, I will admit, I have been holding out on this for a long time. I've worked so hard to build a YouTube audience, but the truth is, and I'm not afraid to admit this, the truth is my YouTube audience, with the exception of maybe 10 to 20 people, doesn't give a fuck about me. They don't have their notification bells on. Some of it is because YouTube is unsubscribing people involuntarily, but they're not coming back. Okay. With the amount of subscribers that I have, I should have hundreds of people in my live streams. I should have hundreds of views on these videos. I should be getting dozens of comments, and I'm just not. I'm just not. You can't say it's because my content isn't good. You know my content's good. You can't say it's because I'm ugly. Clearly, I'm not. You can't say it's because I don't know what I'm talking about or I don't entertain. I'm the best creator on YouTube. And you know this, man. I'm not saying that to be arrogant. I'm saying that because you will not find another YouTuber who provides you the variety of streams that I do. I don't just talk about politics. I teach you how to cook. I've taken you to work with me at many jobs. I've taken you to places that I've gone. I've taken you to all the events and protests and rallies that I've been to. I took you to the state capitol here in Texas. I take you to museums. I do so much for you. Okay. But that's neither here nor there. Time to enter the parallel economy. And speaking of the parallel economy, please, please, please visit my website. This is my first website that I've completed recently. This is www.redpillreadingclub.com. And redpillreadingclub.com. That's just for the book club. There will be more websites coming. I'm learning the technology to create a Roku channel. I'm learning the technology to create a 24/7 internet radio, and I have so much content that I can convert into MP3s, and we can have Red Pill Radio going on 24/7. We're going to be doing, Clue and I are going to work together to create an online course for conservative creatives talking about how to get into the parallel economy, how to use Rumble, how to use Rumble Player. I got to figure out how to monetize that. We're going to teach you how to use WordPress. We're going to teach you about VPNs and offshore hosting. We're going to teach you, I'm going to teach you how to create good content for a podcast, some of the technical things, some of the storytelling things, everything you need to know. And we're going to sell it at a super low cost to all the creators, because it is time. It's time. It's time to leave YouTube. It's time to leave Google products. Okay. One thing that I love about Axe Truth is that he self-hosts all his shit. He has his own website. He has every platform that he's ever been on listed on that website. He uploads his own streams every single day, and he's taking matters into his own hands. There was a time when I first started when I first found Axe Truth had 1 million fucking subscribers. He's got the receipts. I've got the receipts. Anyone who's been following him for over 3 years has the receipts. Okay. But he doesn't stop. He doesn't let the shadow banning and the terminations of his pages hold him back. He's never going to stop spreading the message, and neither am I. So today, happy Pride Month if you're gay, whatever. This is why Axe fights, and this is why I fight. This is why all of us fight, because we are trying so hard to make you people understand that the organizations and the movements that tell you they are here to help are the ones who are here to enslave you. The organizations and the movements that you think are your friend are ultimately going to fucking destroy you. We are watching it with the Black supremacy movement and the race baiting, race grievance industry. We are watching it with BLM. And for those of us who've been paying attention, we've been watching it happen with the LGBTQIA, two spirit plus one, whatever the fuck, queer, curious, questioning, whatever the fuck that shit stands for. I don't know anymore. We've been watching it. I just did a video called Happy Pride, shaking my head. Go back and watch it. Go back and watch it. I illustrated to you through the last 3 decades how the gay community, I don't even like to call it a community. It's not like everyone has each other's numbers. It's not like everybody is all going to the same family reunions. Okay. Y'all are not a community, just like the Black community is not a community. The indigenous community is not really a community. A community suggests communication and common vision and common circumstance. That is not a fucking community. All right? Let's get that straight. Let's, if we need to pull up the definition of community, we will do that. But I don't think it's necessary. Okay. Y'all are getting motherfucking played. All you trans activists, all you gay activists, all you queer activists, you're all getting fucking played. And I'm going to bring to you today, I'm going to do this as fast as possible. I'm already talking too much. I am going to cite for you multiple examples of how y'all are getting played, but you're too stupid, you're too broken, and you're too self-involved to understand how the division that you guys advocate for, the demands that you make, are ultimately going to destroy you. Just like it did for the niggas. Now, I'm going to start off by going from maybe not so serious to something more serious. So we're going to ease our way into it. Okay. How y'all like my makeup? How's my makeup looking? I think it looks good today. Lipstick might be a bit too dark, but we can fix that later. Let's start with this first one. Okay. I want to show you how all of your demands and all of your bullshit and all of your outrage for inclusion is actually going to work against you. Okay. So let's begin here with this ad that Indeed, I saw this on TV a while ago. This ad that Indeed is putting out. It's not a surprise. They put it out, I believe, last month. Indeed's Pride ad talks about the power of empathy at work. Indeed's new ad for Pride Month doesn't just pull the heartstrings, but goes on to show the immense benefits empathy has to offer. Really? The immense benefits empathy has to offer. Benefits to who? Benefits to the labor cost? Benefits to, oh, I'm going to make myself big because I got expressions on my face right now. Benefits to the labor cost? Benefits to profit? Benefits to building cohesive company culture? Benefits to marketing? Benefits to selling more product or providing better service? Let's see if this article discusses anything that I just mentioned. Taylor is an LGBTQIA+ job seeker and is feeling the jitters before their job interview. From reading Indeed's interview tips for trans and binary people to picking the right out. Is that supposed to be the right outfit? Y'all can't even fucking proofread your work before you publish it? The fuck? I'm pretty sure it means picking the right outfit. Y'all didn't proofread this shit before you posted it? Are you kidding me? We're able to see every ounce of preparation and anticipation, even the last minute checking of nails before facing the interview. You're supposed to do that whether you're straight or gay or whatever anyway. This is not exclusive to y'all. As Taylor takes a seat inside the room, the interviewer introduces himself. "Hi, I'm Dorian. I use pronouns he, him," he says. "Are you comfortable sharing how you'd like to be addressed?" Taylor's tension visibly disappears. Okay. So this mock-up of an interview with this actor is about how you'd like to be addressed regarding pronouns, not what brings you in today, or why did you choose our company for an interview, or what kind of position are you looking for? None of those questions. None of those questions. You're going to start off the interview with how would you like to be addressed? See, this is wasted labor cost. If I was running a company, there's no way I would allow my HR department to ask, how would you like to be addressed? No, bitch, why are you here? And what kind of position are you looking for? What kind of skills do you bring to the table? What kind of benefits package and compensation is suitable for your skill set? How long were you at your last job? Are you looking to move up into management? How are your people skills? How are your computer skills? You're going to sit here and have my HR department ask, how are you comfortable sharing how you'd like to be addressed? That's a non-issue, motherfuckers. That is a non-issue. It is irrelevant. We can't show what we can do until we show up as who we are. Excuse me? Excuse me? You can't show what you can do. No, showing what you can do should be the first thing you discuss. That should be the first thing. Your qualifications and your skill set should be the first thing you discuss. Are you fucking kidding me? Says Indeed and asks us to indeed.com/empathy at work that contains a litany of resources for the LGBTQIA community as well for employers. No, ma'am. As Kevin Samuel says, no, ma'am. We're not going down that route. Y'all want to watch this dumb shit? Go ahead and watch it.
Hi. Hi, I'm Taylor. Hi, I'm here for my interview.
I'm Dorian and I use the pronouns he, him. Are you comfortable sharing how you would like to be addressed?
Thank you for asking. I use they, them pronouns.
Great. Well, I'd love to hear more about your skill set.
Sure.
What kind of icebreaker is that? This shit is getting comical. It's really getting comical. We've seen the radical left insert themselves in places they don't even need to be. This is bullshit. Taylor, whatever the fuck that actor is, you need to identify with some concealer and some highlight. Cause bitch, you need to contour. Honestly. I'm trying to, as Megan McLever says, I'm trying to help y'all. I'm trying to help you, who? Bitch, worry about your contour. Worry about your contour. Don't worry about the pronouns. Now, my food just got delivered. I'm super hungry. I am going to let Epoch TV take over this conversation for about the next 8 minutes. We're going to listen to this podcast. This was the pronoun confusion counterculture episode. I'm going to just let you guys listen so I can eat. And here we go.
To counterculture with Danielle D'Souza Gill. The culture's gone crazy, media's gone mad, and reason has become repugnant. Here we focus on facts and how to fight back. Tonight, we're going to be discussing the perplexing issue of pronoun confusion. In this day and age, it's nearly impossible to keep up with all the latest pronouns the left is pushing on us, and the LGBTQ pronouns are really just the beginning of the longer acronyms. While some say their pronouns are they, them, or simply Z, I like to say my pronouns are anti-abortion. Others may say they are a proud member of the LGBTQ FJB community, but I digress. As part of Pride Month last year, Microsoft's work-related social media site LinkedIn touted a new function allowing users to add their preferred pronouns to their personal bios. Currently, the list of available pronouns includes he, him, and she, her for masculine and feminine pronouns, they, their for gender-neutral pronouns, and a final choice for custom pronouns. This process of making your preferred pronouns known is meant to avoid confusion. As the Human Rights Campaign Foundation said in a 2019 explanation, quote, in the workplace, employees should have the option of articulating their preferred name, and the way this is articulated may vary across settings. Formal versus informal, email versus in-person meetings, name badges, business cards, and so on. But what about pronouns? The experience of being misgendered can be hurtful, angering, and even distracting. The experience of accidentally misgendering someone can be embarrassing for both parties, creating tension and leading to communication breakdowns across teams and with customers, end quote. It almost sounds so simple and reasonable. We reserve the right to ask others to call us by our preferred name. Why not make it clear which pronoun we prefer? Just like it's embarrassing to forget someone's name, it's likewise embarrassing to refer to a male coworker as she or a female coworker as he. But there are some major distinctions between names and pronouns, distinctions that make a huge difference. First of all, most people don't choose their own names. They may prefer to be called Tim instead of Timothy, for example, but these are considered just long or short versions of the same name. Names are typically given to us by our parents when we are born. Also, if embarrassment is the issue, calling someone by the wrong first name.
But that's talking about your name. That's not talking about your pronoun. Okay? Your name can be Caitlyn Jenner. I'll call you Caitlyn. But you are male. And if I want to say he, don't get your panties in a bunch.
Is generally considered embarrassing for the speaker. They might be seen by coworkers as forgetful, but when the wrong pronoun is used, the embarrassment is shared by subject and object alike. This kind of social faux pas commonly occurs when the person is misgendered because their appearance conflicts with their biological sex. While both parties are embarrassed when this happens, the fault traditionally lies with the person being referred to. Typically, when a man is misgendered, he knows he needs to get a haircut. I don't know about you guys, but I don't support the man bun look. The Human Rights Campaign agrees that misgendering is caused by the appearance of the misgendered, but their warped ideology places the burden on the speaker. Quote, "It's important to remember that gender identity is not visible. It's an internal sense of one's own gender. While most people..."
Well, I have an internal sense. I got all kinds of internal senses about myself. I don't make everyone at my job fucking acknowledge it.
Align across their birth-assigned sex, their gender identity, their gender expression, and how everyone else interprets their gender. Some people do not. A culture that readily asks or provides pronouns is one committed to reducing the risk of disrespect or embarrassment for both parties, end quote. They posit the radical theory that there are common exceptions to norms which have, until now, been so universal as to lack a single exception. In the history of human culture and language, has there ever been an example where people are allowed to demand the use of certain pronouns by random third-party speakers? We don't think that's ever been the case, and if it was, yes, you can rest assured that the gender-obsessed would have already idolized this forgotten tongue and been talking about this. Some languages, like spoken Chinese, have pronouns which are gender-neutral. Note, written Chinese distinguishes between male and female third person, but the pronunciation is the same. Then there are languages like Spanish and French, where not only pronouns, but nearly all words are categorized as masculine or feminine. In English, the first person pronoun I, second person pronoun you, as well as the third person pronoun, plural pronoun they, are all gender neutral. Only the third person singular pronouns he, him, and she, her have gender. Another notable quirk of the English language is that English speakers generally find it in poor taste to talk about people in the third person if that person is not within earshot. That means the only time you would use a gendered pronoun to refer to someone is usually when they aren't even around to hear you use it. One of the saving graces when mistaking someone's gender is they weren't around to hear the offense. So stop and think about what the pronoun police are demanding here. They want to control how you speak about them, even when they aren't in the room to hear it. The idea of special pronouns has nothing to do with preventing embarrassment and everything to do with obtaining token obedience. Very much like masking alone in your car, it is an outward sign to show the world your slavish obedience to the current thing. But this is not as simple as hooking a coffee filter over your ears and calling it a day. To enter the world of pronouns is to enter into the Orwellian mindscape, where simple tasks become overly complex and stressful. According to the online LGBTQ+ Resource Center of the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, LinkedIn is still far behind the pronoun curve.
Who cares?
They list 10 sets of pronouns from which people can choose to force on their teachers and peers. Many of them appear as random letters with no established pronunciation rules. Take HIR. For example, is it pronounced like her or here? And what about XYR? Zir, zir, xir? Note, je is supposed to be pronounced like z. Also note that one of the rarest sounds in the English language is je. It's so nonsensical and complicated, it comes across as a giant practical joke. But the joke's on you if you conform to this madness, because now in order to have an ordinary conversation about the people in your life, you're going to need to carry around a spreadsheet for reference. And who's to say the unreasonable tyranny stops at this fake made-up language? What if your pronouns are not words, but something else? Say 2 minutes of reverent silence. If we can make demands on how people speak when we're not around, why can't we make demands on how they spend their time? Furthermore, using these pronouns is anything but inclusive. When you put pronouns in your bio or resume, you tell the world that you are someone who is mentally unstable and prone to accusing others of disrespecting you and other office drama. You are someone who asks everyone to walk on eggshells around you. And usually what happens, especially in the workplace, is people will avoid talking about you or using a pronoun to refer to you at all for fear of offending you.
Yep.
The result is a natural tendency towards exclusion, not inclusion.
Told you.
And worst of all, it's completely unnecessary. Like everything else dedicated to divorcing biology from gender, it causes far more harm than good and more confusion than clarity.
Yep.
For the first time in human history, we have academics as well as bureaucrats and politicians proudly professing they are incapable of knowing what a woman is. This is even when the bureaucrat in question is herself a woman. This is an issue that impacts.
I told you. I fucking told you. You will become unhireable. You will become unhireable if you are running to HR departments, bitching and complaining and crying about your competent coworkers because you're mad, because you're offended, because you're sensitive. You will outrage and wokeify your way straight out of a fucking job. That's what's going to happen. Becoming unhireable is going to destroy everything that you think your activist friends are working so hard to provide you with. Now, that's all I wanted to say about that. I'm going to let Axe Truth take this into a slightly different direction. Y'all are playing yourselves. You fucked up. Okay? You fucked up. Just admit you fucked up and get back to just being an American. Okay? You got played and you're playing yourselves. Axe Truth had some stuff he wanted to say. I'm going to keep eating because I'm fucking hungry. As you can tell by me stuffing my face.
Got something for them. Oh, I'm sick of these motherfuckers. Oh, it's a shame. As soon as I looked at it, I said, yep, she had to be an old nigga. I bet you it's an alphabet soup at that too. Because you know anything over there, they don't straight black men is just y'all don't exist over there. MSDNC did something on Father's Day, said the black community is female. And them black bitches over there, you know, just I'm gonna cover that. I gotta go back and read that article. It's just when I saw that I did, and they did it on Father's Day. The Jordan Reeds, the nappy-headed whores over there on MSDNC. That's why I said I don't know why any straight black man would ever be associated with the Democratic Party. It's a shame. It's a shame. It's a shame what they do to them. Y'all better put on motherfucking dresses. That's what you gotta do. I'm going to get me one tomorrow. I'm going right over to Goodwill, get me a sundress. I'm wearing it. Since we doing identification, I'm wearing the nose, the dress. I'm going to film it. I'm going to be LGBTQ and walking up in places that don't say nothing to me. I'm LGBT. I'm LGBTQ. I can do what I want to do. I take precedent over everything. Don't say nothing. Now let me in the women's locker room. I'm identifying as a woman today just with a sundress on and tennis shoes. I'm gonna do it. Since we can do that's where we're at. That's where we're at. Anyway, but these But with the school, I posted something on Twitter yesterday. I put it on all my social media, because I had to put it out there for Candace snatch it up with her biting ass. Instead of getting somebody who is gay, somebody who's gay, happens to be gay, that's a traditionalist and a constitutionalist, that has been raped as a kid, that know what the fuck this shit is about, all this faggot shit all over the damn news, all over the damn TV, on the internet, in the school systems. And you got these dummies out here thinking, oh, let's blame the fags. It's the fags coming for our kids. No, it ain't. No, the fuck it ain't. It's not a gay agenda. It's a pedophile agenda. This ain't got nothing to do with the gays. The gays are the useful idiot pawns that the pedophiles are using their shit, the shit they cause, from raping kids. A child cannot have a sexual orientation without having sex. So LGBT children are raped children, and we're up here talking about them as if, oh, they're just gay. They're just gay kids. No, that gay kid then had to have gay sex with some. Talked about his final is dealing with this. So, like, this is gay. This is what gay people need. We need. And every last one of those boys,
mind all the information that I just.
That's what you got to do. Child that's in 8th grade. Here it is. That has been raped as a kid. That know what the fuck this shit is about. All this faggot shit all over the damn news, all over the damn TV, on the internet, in the school systems. And you got these dummies out here thinking, oh, let's blame the fags. It's the fags coming for our kids. No, it ain't. No, the fuck it ain't. It's not a gay agenda. It's a pedophile agenda. This ain't got nothing to do with the gays. The gays are the useful idiot pawns that the pedophiles are using their shit, the shit they cause, from raping kids. A child cannot have a sexual orientation without having sex. So LGBT children are raped children, and we're up here talking about them as if, oh, they're just gay. They're just gay kids. No, that gay kid then had to have gay sex with someone, another child that has been raped, or an adult. And here is someone reading an excerpt from one of those disgusting, filthy books in the school systems. And she revealed this that this was about about her child that's in 8th grade. Here it is.
I was 6th grade English teacher sends out a summer reading material, including gender queer. Okay? Hopefully everybody can see this, yeah? 11, 12 years old. Hopefully you like this, yeah? You guys over there, because you guys make the decisions over there. Okay, 11-year-old. Disgusting. All right? Now, from this book, brother talking to sister. So you never tasted yourself? Sister shows brother. Vagina slime. Then there's words blowjob, gay shit. This is exactly what I would expect a pedophile to behave when approaching a child, to normalize sexual behavior, to abuse them. And this is how I see you. Stop sexualizing our kids. Stop abusing them.
Thank you, Nova. Margozada. After Margozada is Sylvia Coleman. I'm not calling the names again. If you guys can't hear me.
I was
Good God bless her for sitting up there calling it out for what it is. Pedophilia. And every last one of those board members that's sitting up there, they're all a bunch of pedophiles, child fuckers. I better not ever have to get in front of a school board because they're not gonna be able to air the shit when I finish with them. Every last one of them are pedophiles. Now, let me just get down with this a little bit long so people can get it. You know, the Candace Owens and them, they like to bite shit. Well, bite this. Here are the images from the book. You see this shit right here? This is the images that are in the book that she was talking about. And you see a child sucking a dick. Two boys on each other naked. Sex. This is what this is about. Now, I want to say that, preface this to say that, imagine if this was just heterosexual sex to a 10-year-old, 11-year-old. What father will want their daughter to be looking at something and talking about how she gonna suck a dick? See, I want to switch it up here because this is not acceptable in no form or fashion. No way this is acceptable at all. And the fact that parents have to go in front of a school board and talk about this filth being in a book in school. This is not what the gays have put in there. This is what the pedophiles have put in there. This faggot shit that's all over the TV and on the cartoons and on these children networks, the pedophiles are putting it there. This has nothing to do with gay people, the gay community, them dumbass rainbow faggot cult members that's sitting up here acting, thinking this is time to shine and representation and equality and all that old faggot ass shit. They're being used by the sick child rapists. The sick child rapist that's running all this shit, that's on the networks, on the internet. Them, every corporation that you see a rainbow in, that's a child raping organization. That's what it is. Fuck all that. I have to get down like that. I'm gonna say it like that. That's what Candace won't say. She's supposed to be so smart. Bullshit. I'm bragging on her. Yeah, I'm sick of that shit.
Y'all getting played. You're getting played. The pedos have infiltrated your movement from the fucking beginning. And you're so scared to speak up against it. You're so scared not to make the distinction. You're scared. I'm sorry, let me rephrase. You're scared to make the distinction between just being treated like a human being because you're gay versus all this acceptance shit. I knew Shay, you're going to be the second. You're coming up soon. I got the second part. I'm sorry, the third part of this live stream starring you. Okay. You guys got played. You thought it was about tolerance, and you thought it was about acceptance, and then you thought it was about celebration. It's about absolute moral and legal immunity to fucking hurt children. Now, I'm going to pick up where Axe left off. The author of that book's name is Maya Kobabe, and I'm sure that's not her real name. I'm sure that's just a pen name. Let's take a look at her Instagram profile, and I want you guys and ladies and anything in between, if you care about this issue, let's let this bitch know how we feel. Okay? Maya Kobabe. Okay? Genderqueer is the name of the book. And even though we're talking about this right now, Let me make this bigger so you can see it. Even though we're talking about this right now, this book has been out since 2019. So I've actually seen some of the interior of this book before, because I used to do a lot of stuff about pedos, like when I first started the channel, and I don't do it so much anymore, but this is it. How a debut graphic memoir became the most banned book in the country. Good, bitch. Good. Okay. This is what the author says. Earlier this week, I was featured in an article in NYT Books. I've included a link to the full piece in my Linktree bio, where there is also an audio version of the article available. Thank you to Alexandra Alter for the interview at blah, blah, blah for the photos. I'm also extremely grateful to Mandy Zhang and all of the students, librarians, parents, and teachers who have stood up for my book over the past year and a half, and who will continue to speak up against censorship every day. Bitch, don't make child pornography a censorship issue. Bitch, please don't do this shit. Please don't, Maya, whatever the fuck you are, weirdo. This is the front of the book, I assume. Okay, and if this is being put into a middle school curriculum, first of all, this shouldn't be put into any public education under 18 curriculum, period. If y'all want to look at this weird shit when you get to college, go ahead. I don't care. All right? Go ahead.
That just arrived contains the proof of the cover for the new genderqueer hardback edition. So let's find out together, shall we? Let's see. Yes, I'm right.
You know who she looked like?
Ooh.
Fuck. Who was the bad guy in Lost?
Can you see that if I turn it just the right
He's
way?
gay too.
Very nice, very nice. I'm not 100% sure if this is the final paper that it would be printed on. Probably, I guess.
Bitch, we don't care. We don't care. Okay. Red Gold Sparks on Instagram. Red Gold Sparks. Go tell this bitch how you feel. Go tell this bitch how you feel. This is enough. She's doing book signings at summer art fairs. I mean, really? Book signing? What is this for? American Library Association? Why you gotta be there, bitch? It's ridiculous. I can understand if this is like a comic book. I understand this is like her life or whatever, a memoir. I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with teachers, faculty, school board thinking that this needs to be part of curriculum on taxpayer dollar. That's the problem. Okay. Once again, Red Gold Sparks is this bitch's name. Go fucking handle her ass. Go fucking handle this bitch. Oh, damn it. Wait, history. Wrong one. All right. This is just, it's literally draining. It's literally draining to talk about this. I'm going to let someone else jump in. Anushay Nori was on my show last week. I uploaded her interview yesterday, day before, I believe it was. I'm going to let her, since the activists and the trolls and Antifa likes to attack me, I'm going to let somebody else say it, because apparently my word is not good enough. Apparently my receipts are not accurate enough, or accommodating enough of your fucking feelings. So let me go ahead and let Anousheh read her statement. If you don't want to watch the whole video, I at least want you to hear the statement that she prepared when she came on my show. Okay? Okay. Order of me on Twitter. She and I, again, Cisco, I'm from San Francisco.
Wow, what a send off. So the first part that we were going to get into was the prepared statement. Because we're all in a bit of a hostage situation, it's important to be able to outline where we all are. And so I'm going to try to read this fluently like I'm a
Sorry about that. There's this little button on the inside of my mouse, and if I accidentally push it, it goes page back. So sorry about that. But anyway, she's about to read her statement. And I just put on the captions. So if you don't understand her audio, read the captions. Okay.
something like that. Takes a deep sip. Okay, baby, here we go. So my prepared statement goes thusly. When transgender issues are being discussed on clickbait content online, more often than not, there's a bit of a shell game going on in conventional conversations. The human shield and the equations for general pop are sufferers of gender dysphoria, i.e. boys trapped inside girls' bodies or vice versa. An argument predicated on a gender binary. But how is that not a dishonest icebreaker? These clickbait pieces are the result of licensed focus groups and activist writers. It's dishonest to suggest that intentional gaslighting by gender constructionists isn't at work, because they don't assert upfront that gender as a social concept. And as a result of their domineering character, these activist organizations freely dominate education, perhaps, corporations, any of them that you can name, etc. What are they recommending? They're recommending that young children explore gender expression. They list that as gender diversity. This means demigender, non-binary, agender, genderqueer, gender fluid, two-spirit, animistic, cultural gender identification, object gender identifications. In other words, cis heteronormative transition is tantamount to affirming a white adjacent European heteronormative gender binary, and therefore is counter-revolutionary if they were going to be upfront with you, these gender constructionists. So what plays a role in the ideological change came about in 2011, and a new organization called WPATH. It changed criteria and treatments, depathologizing transsexuality through usurpation of Western medical fundamentals and principles. It's a UN. It's a sort of like the combined efforts of the UN, some NGOs, and decolonization activists. Anyway, so you would find background on that in the Yogi Arta principles. That's YOGYAKARTA principles. You can look up yogakartaprinciples.org or YP+10 for more on that. These were released in 2007, and among queer activists, much talk was evident in the transgender meetings that I overheard roughly around 2010 to 2011. Anyway, so here's an example of where we're at today. WPATHCon, or conference, 2020 will include workshops focusing on facilitating social structural changes to rectify inequity by heteronormativity and advances in affirmative care for gender diverse individuals. Gender diverse individuals refers to neogenders, non-binaries, and etc. Basically, it's microdosing HRT or puberty blockers for the purposes of achieving a gender presentation. Basically, it's beyond mechanical animals. We've come for your daughter, Chuck. So this ideological intensification by WPATH is distinctly different from people seeking surgeries to become the other sex, the old school concept. And the treatment criteria recommended by the Harry Benjamin Standards of Care, or HBSOC, the Yogyakarta principled WPATH supremacists tore control away from the old school guys. Clinicians who were compliant to Harry Benjamin were being canceled. They called them bitter clingers. And if a bitter clinger who didn't want to simply affirm or refer a self-ID individual to an informed consent clinic and or clinician, which is basically an NDA is given to a patient where they sign, and so they them assumes liability for personal disasters, etc. These activists would instruct adolescents on how to report old school Harry Benjamin types if they were resistors. And by about 2013,
we'll leave it off there. I want to try to get this information out, read this article in the next 7 minutes. Y'all got played. You're getting played. You're getting fucking played. This is not about Stonewall anymore. Okay, maybe that's how it started. But what did I talk about? I don't care about your intention. I care about your execution. These activists don't even understand what they're fighting for. They don't even understand what they're crying out about. They don't even understand why they're protesting. There is no oppression of your people. And the pedo agenda has manipulated people with body dysmorphia or gender dysmorphia and pressured them to get these surgeries. Let me say that again. The pedo agenda, as Axe Truth said, is masking itself as the LGBT activism. And it is taking advantage of people who have a mental health issue or a mental health concern. The trans community, the trans people are just as much victims in all of this as everybody else is. Take that to the bank. Let me show you last receipt of the day. Let me show you just how much of a victim they are. California mom, is this big enough? Okay. California mom blames LGBT coaching for brainwashed teens' suicide. You see, all this outrage and all of the activism, oh, it's because we have to protect trans kids. They have such a high rate of suicide. Well, if someone's suicidal, they're going to be suicidal anyway. And it doesn't matter if it's because they have body dysmorphia or they're depressed or other mental health issues, or somebody touched them when they were younger, or because their parents got divorced, or because they were adopted and they never will feel loved in their whole life. Lots of people commit suicide for lots of reasons. Forcing transition on children is not the solution. Grieving California mom says her severely depressed teen daughter was encouraged to leave her family, go into foster care, and begin taking cross-sex hormones, after which she developed unbearable pain and killed herself by lying down on the tracks of a train. That is awful. Abigail Martinez, 53, alleged that school staff at Arcadia High School. Oh my God. I have a friend who went to that high school. Arcadia is right outside of Pasadena. Oh my God. Without her knowledge or consent, encouraged her daughter, Yaeli, to join an LGBT club that met at the school during lunchtime. She blames the school psychologist and other school staff, as well as the Los Angeles County's Department of Child and Family Services, DCFS, an older transgender student and her mother, and the LGBT club for brainwashing and coaching Yaeli on how to get hormone therapy and gender reassignment surgery instead of recommending treatment for her depression. They were all doing this secretly, Martinez said. I didn't even realize that my daughter was going to this club because they don't report to you what they're doing at school to keep them safe from their parents. You fucking kidding me? Martinez is not alone in her allegations. Parents at other school districts in California and other states have made similar accusations, which have led to legal battles over parental rights. See, when I was growing up, it wasn't even a question. There wasn't even a fucking question. The parents had the last word. Do I have to bring up Michael Swift again? I really don't want to. In Spreckles Union School District in Salinas, California, parent Jessica Conan accused staff at Buena Vista Middle School of indoctrinating her daughter through an LGBT club. The two teachers allegedly involved have been suspended after an audio recording revealed them talking about how they had subverted parents and spied on middle school students to help recruit them into the club. When Yaeli was 14, she was bullied by girls at Foothills Middle School. They tormented her about her looks and made fun of her eyes. What's wrong with her eyes? She's pretty. What the fuck? Her eyes were beautiful to me, she said. Since Yaeli was a baby, everybody used to say, oh, you have beautiful eyes. In school, the girls were not even friends, just classmates. I told her they're jealous, sweetie. Exactly. The bitches were jealous. But the bullying got worse and Yaeli became depressed. So severe. You know what this girl looks like? Do you guys remember Precious Moments? You guys remember the Precious Moments dolls? That's what she looks like. I'll show a picture later. Let me finish the article. Okay. The bullying got worse and Yaeli became depressed so severely that one night she tried to overdose by ingesting an entire bottle of allergy pills. The next morning, Martinez noticed something was wrong. Yaeli wasn't herself. She appeared drowsy and dizzy, so Martinez rushed her to the hospital. The Methodist Hospital in Arcadia called Child Protective Services about the incident, and Yaeli was then transferred to a mental hospital. After 3 days, Martinez took her home, and a social worker began making weekly visits, she said. Depression deepens. As a child, Yaeli was a girly girl who liked to wear dresses. As a young teen, she liked boys, but by 15, just after she started high school, Yaeli was questioning her sexuality, Martinez said. Martinez thought it was a normal teenage phase until Yaeli spiraled into a deeper depression and began to question her biological gender. She told her mom she felt like she was trapped in the wrong body. Yaeli's grades plummeted, so Martinez called the school to arrange a meeting with the school psychologist, teachers, and other staff, she said. The staff were aware Yaeli was attending the LGBT club, but none of them informed her, Martinez said. Didn't I say this in the beginning of the video? I said the problem with y'all, just like with BLM, y'all think these saviors, whether it be the white savior, the black savior, the gay savior, the Antifa savior, the communist savior, you think these people are your fucking friends. They're not. Martinez, all right, the staff were aware. Okay, no. Eventually, one of Yaeli's older sister told Martinez that Yaeli had been going to the LGBT club at school. And she discovered that an older girl at the school who was transitioning to male had befriended Yaeli and also helped coax her to join the LGBT club. See, you know, if you're depressed, it must be because you're gay. It must be because you were born in the wrong body, right? That's the answer for everything. You're gay. That's the answer for everything. That's the answer for being disliked. That's the answer for being depressed. That's the answer for having terrible social skills and not being able to get along with people, right? It must be because you're gay and the whole world hates you. So come over here with us. Come to our side and we'll protect you. We'll take care of you. We'll support you. Straight into a fucking suicide by laying on the train tracks. And I know and if this happened in Arcadia, I know exactly what fucking train tracks this happened on. Arcadia is right outside of Pasadena. I know where this is. The mom of the trans student had accepted her own daughter's new male identity and taken Yaeli under her wing, she said. Yaeli came home from high school one day with a new extensive vocabulary of gender-related terms. And Martinez knew she had been coached. She found out Yaeli had assumed the name Jay, which she later changed to Andrew because Jay sounded too close to her birth name and was using male pronouns at school. The older girl and her mom suggested Martinez call Yaeli Jay and use male pronouns, but Martinez told them she wasn't ready for that and avoided using any name or pronouns. But the older trans student and her mother accused Martinez of being unsupportive of Yaeli's new gender identity. Guess what? The parents have the right to dictate the child's life until they are fucking 18 years old. And if you pedo and the motherfucker man this, go fuck yourself. There is no culture anywhere in the world, anywhere in history, where the children dictate to adults what the fuck they're gonna do. There's no culture that has survived history where the children get to dictate to the parents what the rules are. Now, yes, there are aspects of life and parenting tradition that are repressive and abusive. Yes, no one knows that more than me. My mother was fucking Piper White. But you do not let the prisoners run the ward. There is, if you are a child and you are living under the free rent, free food, free electricity, and free internet that your parents provide you, your parents make the rules. And even if they're not supportive of your personality or your appearance, they have the right to not be not supportive of those things until your ass turns 18 and you move the fuck out of the house. When is the LGBT activist going to understand this? You don't have the right to go into another person's family and tell them how to fucking raise their kids. It doesn't work that way. And you don't let the children decide for themselves. You love them no matter what, but you are still responsible for their upbringing and their discipline. Not that I'm fucking mom of the year, because I'm not. And if I could go back and do it all differently, I would have. But the older trans student and her mother accused Martinez of being unsupportive of Yali's new gender identity. This girl is beautiful. Look at her face. Her eyes are gorgeous. Yali attempted suicide a couple more times while living at home. Make this bigger. I want you guys to look at this beautiful girl. Look at this beautiful girl. Look at her face. That is a tragic loss of life. Did the world do this to Yali? Do this to Yali. Yali attempted suicide a couple times while living at home, promptly forcible at the school to go to the hospital and blame Martinez for not calling Yali by her new name. She was at the hospital and then came up to me like kind of upset, like, "Oh, is it too hard for you to call your child new name?" Martinez said. He was like, "It's just a new name. They were pushing me." Martinez told the principal that the new name wasn't going to change anything, that Yali needed to be treated properly for depression, she said. And when the social worker suggested that Martinez hold a funeral for her daughter and adopt her new son, Andrew, Martinez was shocked in disbelief. I was like, "What are you talking about? Did you hear what you just said?" And I said, "How dare you tell me to bury my daughter?" Martinez said. When Yali was 16, she spent a day with her mom at the farmer's market, and they made plans to watch a movie there that evening. But when they returned home from the market, Yali contacted her older trans friend online and disappeared, Martinez said. She called Yali's friends and neighbors. The mother of Yali's older friend claimed she didn't know Yali's scammer. Showed Yali's trans friend and the friend's mother waiting in a car outside the home for about 5 minutes before Yali left them. Are you kidding me? Beat that bitch's ass, beat her daughter's ass, and then sue the fuck out of both for wrongful death right the fuck now. We need to get Mrs. Martinez a lawyer. We might need to raise some money for this shit. I don't know. This is fucked up. She claims the old trans girl and her mother coached Yali to go to court and accuse her mom of physical and emotional abuse and asked the judge to be placed in a foster home so the state paid for her gender reassignment surgery. On the advice of DCFS, the school psychologist, the judge ruled Yali's favor, and she was sent to a foster care group home. She left Arcadia in June of 2016 and attended schools in other districts. Martinez was allowed to see her daughter only 1 hour per week on supervised visits because she had been placed on a child abuse registry. But a letter obtained by the Epoch Times shows that more than 2 years later, on August 2nd, 2019, DCFS removed her from the child abuse registry and dismissed the allegations of abuse as inconclusive. She insisted throughout the ordeal that hormone therapy helped her daughter's depression. Judge ruled Yaeli could proceed with hormone therapy. Staff of the Children's Hospital in Los Angeles whether her daughter has received an absolute without the host assured yet had video information to keep educating herself. Oh my God. The testosterone shot only made Yaeli's depression worse. You think? You think? She suffered Marquette pain because all her bones began to hurt. It was terrible. They were putting chemicals in the body that didn't belong to grow into this muscle boy, and she died of pain. Martine said, her voice breaking. She told him pain is severe. At group home, Yaeli was introduced to the Los Angeles LGBT Center's recognized intervene support Where did I leave off? Where did I leave off, guys? I'm so sorry. Anyone still in here? I know I need an Ethernet. I don't have one. I don't have one. Where did I leave off? Where did I leave off? What was the last thing I said? What was the last thing I said? I don't want anyone to miss any of the article. I was showing her face. That was like fucking 10 minutes ago. I can't be, though. Okay. Damn. All right. I guess we have to read it again. Is this the last part that I showed? Let me share screen here. Yes, I know I need an Ethernet, but I don't have one. So, was this the last part? Is this where we left off? Raising money. Heard was raising money. Okay. So I haven't been off as long as I think I have. Okay, so. So did we talk about when she, okay. All right, good. Okay. They're talking about RISE, and I was concerned that this was the same organization that I volunteered at. It may be, it may not have been. RISE was pushing my daughter, Martinez said. She accused RISE of using Yaeli as a prop to raise funds for the group. RISE, they are the ones who even took my daughter to these events, to collect money from wealthy people to tell their stories so that people can feel sorry for them and give them more money. Yaeli legally changed her name to Andrew Martinez and moved into an independent living facility in Pomona when she was 19. However, she remained a biological woman until she died on the train tracks at a station in Pomona, California, on my birthday, September 4th, 2019. So again, this article cannot get any more depressing. The train. That night, Yaeli walked toward a moving freight train, knelt down on the tracks, raised her hands in the air, then laid down across the tracks, according to the police report, Martinez said. When Martinez asked to see her daughter's body, the coroner's office told me, "No, honey, there is nothing you can see. I was not even able to save her hands." You know, it takes an immense amount of self-hatred to commit suicide in a way that is going to completely disintegrate and obliterate your entire body. You know, like I've always had a lot of suicidal ideations, but I'm really kind of vain. Even though I have body dysmorphia, like I'm still kind of vain. I wouldn't want to do anything that would make it unable for me to have an open casket funeral. You know what I'm saying? Like I would want my body to at least be identified so that my family, not that they would care, but that my family could know that it's me who's dead. You know, it takes so much self-hatred and pain to want to completely disappear in a way where your family couldn't even bury you. Do you guys get that? This girl's depression was really, really deep. This is awful. A former Marine at the funeral home told Martinez that he had emotional scars from the bad stuff he'd seen in the military, but he'd never seen something like this. He advised her to remember Yaeli the way she was the last time they had fun spending time together. She took his advice and tried her best to recall the good times she had with her daughter. I have a picture where she's holding the soccer ball with her uniform when she was maybe 5, Martinez said. That's it. Beautiful. Yaeli wanted to play soccer because her older sisters played, but she was afraid of the ball and the other girls running so fast, she said. She was trying, a little girl who didn't want to get hurt. She didn't like sports. She used to run around the field and we used to yell, Yaeli, kick the ball, Martinez said. And she was the one that used to run away. Family and Child Services. In 2020, Martinez sued Los Angeles County and its DCFS, claiming that the department had contributed to Yaeli's death. In a statement emailed to the Epoch Times in March 21, a DCFS spokesperson said that the agency doesn't comment on pending litigation and is legally bound from commenting on individual cases. We extend our deepest condolences to the family and friends of Andrew M., as well as to the LGBTQIA community, which advocates relentlessly to protect its youngest and most vulnerable members from such tragedies. This is the problem. You idiots are lying to yourselves. You are getting played. You want to protect against, you can't protect, being gay cannot protect you against depression. Getting a new name, changing your appearance is not going to protect you from suicidal ideations if they are already there. And DCFS says this in a statement? How cruel. You're going to give credit to this to this community, the same one that fucking destroyed this girl's life, by discouraging her from getting the treatment that she needed and saying, oh, just cut your hair and change your name. DCFS stated it supports LGBTQ plus youth who, according to national data, face increased physical and mental health risks, including higher rates of suicide and their families. It's not because they're gay, it's because they're depressed. It's not because they're trans, it's because they got other shit going on in their minds. Has nothing to do with that. To buffer the impact of negative external factors, we have aggressively pursued the implementation of inclusive, gender-affirming laws, policies, and supportive services for the LGBTQ plus youth. How about instead of worrying about inclusivity, you worry about just empowering them to be well-adjusted people? DCFS now has new contracts with the Los Angeles LGBT Center, Penny Lane Centers, the Help Group, and Long Beach LGBTQ Center to provide services tailored to youth, according to the statement. Affirming services are intended to uplift a youth's sexual orientation and gender identity. Therapy, leadership, and mentorship programs, crisis intervention services, support groups, training, and education will also be provided to youth, their families, and caretakers through these organizations. How? Did Yaeli get that? Or did she just watch a video before she started taking testosterone? The school district. Ryan Foran, the spokesperson for Arcadia Unified School District, told the Epoch Times in a March 22nd email that that the district doesn't treat students for depression nor push hormone therapy or gender reassignment surgery. Instead, he said, students are referred to licensed mental health professionals for treatment. We share in the sorrow and grief that of the Martinez family and continue to offer our sincerest condolences, Foran said in the statement. While we are unable to provide personal information or comment regarding a specific student due to the state and federal laws protecting the privacy of student information, any claim or assertion that would suggest our school encouraged one of our students to take hormones or undergo gender reassignment surgery would be categorically false. Furthermore, a claim suggesting our school or staff member did not properly treat a student's severe depression is both completely inaccurate and troubling, as our schools and staff would not be authorized or medically qualified to treat clinical depression. However, our staff works tirelessly to provide and suggest resources when appropriate and to help connect students and families with licensed mental health professionals to treat conditions such as clinical depression. We have a very caring staff that is dedicated to providing a safe, non-discriminatory school environment for all students. We also continually provide resources to help promote the healthy mental, emotional, and social well-being of all students struggling to cope. Martinez wonders how, am I still on? Okay. Martinez wonders how Yali's two sisters and brother will cope with such a devastating loss. When she's alone, she often cries out her daughter's name, wishing she could ask Yali why she took her own life. Sometimes I'm driving and all of a sudden I call her name and I say, Yali, why Yali? We miss you, we miss you. It's hard, she says, sobbing. That's so beautiful, child. CPS never called Martinez after her daughter's death, she said. I requested a meeting with all of the people who were involved in my daughter going through all this, Martinez said, but no one responded. Nobody in over 2 years, she said. I feel like everybody wants to make it seem like it never happened or it's never going to happen to their kids. Oh. Martinez believes it's important to share Yali's story and advocate for change so that others won't suffer the way she did. We have to change, she said. It's not fair if we continue in the same circle. A mom who goes by the pseudonym Charlotte Jacobs to protect the identity of her gender dysphoric daughter and her own told Epoch Times that she and her family have experienced similar problems with trans indoctrination, you mean pedo indoctrination, at school and with CPS. There is no law in California that states using a child's birth name is emotional child abuse, but Mrs. Martinez lost custody of her child to just that. Her story was terrifying because it could have happened to us, Jacob said. My 13-year-old daughter wanted to run away to foster care so she can control her new gender identity. We could easily have had our child taken away too because we refused to use her male name. Martinez's family saga, Jacob said, is emblematic of what is happening. Am I still here? Okay. What is happening across the U.S. School counselors, teachers, advocacy groups, and glitter families are instructing minors on how to get removed from their homes by feigning abuse so that they can get purported life-saving treatment, and when in reality, gender treatment only exacerbates their mental health issues, she said. Once in a foster care system, the minor child can get cross-sex hormones without parental consent. The judge, DCFS, school counselors, social workers, gender clinic, and RISE have to answer for Yali's death, and they need to be held to account. Roger Severino, a career attorney who formerly worked with the Civil Rights Division of the U.S. Department of Justice and who helped Martinez with her case, told the Epoch Times that the school was part of the problem, but the biggest culprit was DCFS, exactly, because it took custody of Yaeli away from her mother and via the court system put her on cross-sex hormones. In Yaeli's case, the system followed the LGBT playbook to the T, she said. Take away the child from a mother who is deemed insufficiently supportive of a full transition, even chemically, and then limit the contacts, surround the child with support clubs and counselors, that all point in one direction: the sole rejection of the child's biological body and the acceptance of a new identity. Now you have all those forces working in tandem and not addressing the actual problem. It made things worse. Yeah, Ellie found no solace in the LGBT playbook and ended up taking her own life as a result, Severino said. The promise that the LGBT activists make is that if you don't do a full transition, children will kill themselves, and that is a reckless charge used to deprive parents of custody of their own children. There is no state law that mandates that minors have to be medically or surgically transitioned. There are some state laws that are telling schools to do these social affirmations. So addressing a child by preferred pronouns, which was a thing that the Arcadia Unified School District was forced to do. Severino, also a senior fellow at the Ethics and Public Policy Center and the Heritage Foundation, pointed out that the district was also forced to allow biological boys into girls' locker rooms. He suspects school district officials were eager to adopt transgender affirming policies or risk losing federal funding because the Obama administration sued the district in 2013 for discriminating against a trans student. I wonder what that discrimination actually was. On the July 24, 2013 settlement between the U.S. Department of Education's Office for Civil Rights and the U.S. Department of Justice's Civil Rights Division required the district to develop a comprehensive gender-based non-discrimination policy that includes transgender students and inform them of their right to request a support team of appropriate individuals to ensure that the student has equal access to and equal opportunity to participate in the district's programs and activities. Oh, God. Is that it? Okay. So let's take one last look at Yaeli. And it really hurts me that this little girl, this beautiful girl, committed suicide on my birthday. That breaks my heart. So, and when I said she looks like a Precious Moments baby, this is what I was talking about. I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember these. I don't know. That's what she looks like to me. That's what she reminds me of. So once again, LGBTQIA2 plus 2 equals 4. Skittles Mafia, Rainbow Cartel, especially you fucking activists, you activists. You are destroying America. You are destroying the workforce. You are destroying our military. You are destroying our children. You are destroying parents' ability to parent. You are destroying and breaking up families. You are taking lives. You are destroying lives and you are taking lives. You are weakening our society. And you're too stupid, too outraged, and too self-centered to know the damage that you are causing. You think the enemy is your friend. You think your outrage and your complaints and your accusations are going to help you. They are going to destroy you. As Clue says, we are no longer negotiating with terrorists. You activists are terrorists. I hope everyone who has any part in what Yaeli did to herself on my birthday, go figure. I hope every teacher, her best friend's mother, DCFS, I hope you all burn in hell. And I hope you get the shit suit out of you and you have your wages garnished for the rest of your lives because of what you did to Yali. You people are fucking trash. And I'm not saying you gay people are trash. I'm saying your activism, your outrage, your communist, Marxist, fucking scare tactics, you people are trash. And I hope you burn in hell. Not because you're gay, but because you are truly evil. You are selfish beyond fucking measure. And you don't know what you're doing to this republic. And you don't care. So listen, guys, my birthday and Yaeli's last day on this planet, September 4th, I'm going to have to just go ahead and talk. I'm going to have to read this article every year for the rest of my life in honor of Yaeli. Okay? So I wanted to keep this stream at an hour, and it is now almost an hour and 40 minutes. I want to thank everyone who was here. I apologize for the technical difficulties. I know I need an Ethernet cord, but I don't have one. Okay. So forgive me. Okay. It is what it is. I'm renting a room in a house with a fucking individual who does not know anything about tech, and the extender booster for the Wi-Fi doesn't work. And I don't know what else to do. Okay. Make sure you guys are following me on Rumble. It is time to transition over to Rumble. It's time to transition over to Rumble. And as of the last day of this month, I will no longer be live streaming on YouTube. Or uploading any videos up besides the shorts that I make in TikTok, which are basically promos for the lectures and the interviews and the live streams. Okay. So this was really depressing. And I'm going to come back later tonight. We're going to talk about some other stuff. We might just have an open chat because the whole abortion thing, which is both a good and bad thing. And we might, take some time to discuss that tonight. Love you guys. Don't forget, we are the Republic. We are standing tall. We will be uncancelable. And we're based as fuck. I got to come up with like a really good intro and outro. Okay. I'm still figuring it out, but thanks for staying with me.